Hey everybody, welcome back to Konversation with me, Rick.
And me, Naeem.
And this young man in front of us, even though he has the gray hair going on,
Yes.
Wow.
is Eric Wahlberg. No relationship.
You're going to bring that up real quick?
Right away. Just get it out of the
No
way.
relationship or
no
the gray
rela-
hair? I was more about the salt peppery.
Well, so this is undisputed, but the Mark Wahlberg thing, yeah, there's no relation. I wish.
You could have got free burgers for life.
Yeah, exactly.
Scammy.
Exactly. You know, actually, so I went to a Wahlburgers in Vegas when they first opened over there.
Okay.
And I said, oh, hey, I said, I'm a Wahlberg. And they're, oh, that's nice. Here's your bill. So it didn't help.
Didn't work? no help at all whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
no.
in the handbook they get the pictures of all the actual legitimate
Yeah,
Wahlburgers.
these are my family members. Anybody who doesn't look like this, throw them out.
You know, I tell people I'm just glad my last name's not Dahmer.
There you go.
Because that would be, you know, it's better to be known for somebody like, you know, who's in the movies.
There you go.
Right.
So we're here with Eric, and I want you folks to understand that, as you all know, I've been working on a anti-Asian hate thing going on all over the world, I guess it seems almost. You know, I mean, I'm hearing stories not just in the United States, but everywhere else.
Yeah.
And this fine gentleman actually buzzed me and commended me because of what he saw and said, wow, that's some really cool stuff, you know. And I said, yeah, we're offering, as you all know, free self-defense seminar, but not just in our school, but any other schools who want to be involved.
Oh, I
And
was
again,
about to say, did we offer free classes in everybody else's schools?
Yeah, at everybody else's, you know how I always impose myself.
Right. You're like,
But
yeah.
this young man reached out to me and said, hey, that's a wonderful thing you're doing, and please let me be involved. I'm like, dude, we can get, you know, we'll take all the help we can get.
Yeah. So where are we today? Go ahead. Tell the people.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess the first part is the impetus for why I'm doing this or why we're doing this. Impact is doing this. First off, it's kind of a no-brainer in a way, right? It's just a community thing. It's just, I guess, for lack of a better term, it's a nightmare what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
and then we do things that are self-defense related, kickboxing, do some jiu-jitsu, have self-defense classes. So it all really applies. And to not somehow reach out to people and say we want to help you, you know, just seems like it would be disingenuous, right?
Yeah, you know,
It's not that common though.
and it's funny because prior to this, we were talking about DC and Marvel, and that we're all Marvel guys.
Yep.
Hey, I like both. Okay,
Okay,
I'll
right.
flat out say it. I like both. I won't choose one over the other. Some do some things better than they do others, and there's complaints about both. But still, I just like comic books.
Snyder Cut was pretty good if you want.
That was a great one.
Yeah. So because of that, you know, with power comes great responsibility.
Right. There you
power.
go.
Right. Here we are. We have all this abilities. We teach. We learn self-defense because we want to save people and whatever else. Wouldn't it be an asinine of us not to even consider helping and putting our hand out to help a community that really is suffering? I mean, and they've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Well, when you put
That's
it
the
that
sad
way.
part,
Yeah.
right? The sad part is that a lot of the people that are being attacked have done nothing wrong
Yeah.
other than being Asian.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, it's just crazy. You know, and folks, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be out there, well, how about Black Lives Matter? Yeah, we get that. And when Black Lives mattered at that time, you know, when people are saying, oh, no, all lives matter. No, because you were going through something at the time. Yeah. Now the Asian community is going through something, right. And here we are. And I'm not going to say, oh, all Asian lives matter, but I think people as in general matter.
Yes.
You know, I mean, and I'm not trying to get political or anything like that, but I'm just pointing out that, yeah, now this group of people are going through their turmoil and their horrific things that are happening to them.
Yeah.
It would be crazy if we don't also give a hand
Well,
out.
I've kind of looked through some of your social media, and you've been posting things about Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah.
For a long time. I mean,
yeah.
so you've been in support of minority groups for a long time. It just happens that it now falls on the Asian community.
Exactly. You know, and Tammy's here, but as she's walking up, I guess I'll finish my bit. So yeah, my hope too, and I've mentioned this again on social media, just because I have a fairly decent network of people, is that I'm hoping that these type of things can have the African American community support the Asians more, and the Asians support the African community, so that now everybody's supporting everybody ultimately, right?
Yeah,
so
you know,
when
and
people need boosts.
That's interesting you said. Last night I was with the group United Peace Collaborative, wonderful lady over there by the name of Leanna Louie. And she was just on Kelly Clarkson. Yay, Kelly. She got a nice little donation. Oh, and by the way, folks, we do have another special guest that's going to be jumping in here in a second.
Very
But
special.
let me finish my train of thought here.
Yes.
I was with Leanna
forgets.
last night, and she was telling me that the Black Panther group has jumped on board. And
Oh, wow.
asked her, you know, so she's in there with them. There's another Asian group called Asians with Attitudes, you know, AWA. And, you know, now they're all supporting each other, just like you're saying. You know, all of these minority groups who are being picked on and just abused and whatever else
We're coming together.
are coming together. And
Yeah.
you got to love that. You know, pretty soon,
Absolutely.
you know, you'll have this collection of a rainbow thing, and not to say anybody
Well,
else to be
right.
but
I understand.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, to hear that really warms my heart. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. You know, finally people are starting to get it. They're getting together and saying, hey, no more.
Yeah.
You know, this is just ridiculous that picking on old people
Yeah, it's the worst.
does it. I mean,
Well, picking on the weak in general. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that why we got into martial arts?
Right.
so hey, folks, let me bring in somebody here.
Yes.
Get out of
Come
the way.
on in,
you.
come on in.
Give up
Kicking
the
me
seat.
out already. Please sit down.
So Tammy hasn't talked to anybody about this setup. So as you're walking up, they've both been vaccinated and they've passed the thing.
Yes.
So we're all
Yeah,
we're all
good.
vaccinated here, guys. We're not crazy.
Yes.
Just, you know. Yeah, we're all trying to be responsible.
And this is Tammy, and I can't even pronounce your name, so I'm not even going to tell you.
We joke about this all the time. It's Shea, like Shea Stadium.
Oh, okay.
hey.
Yeah.
I would have got that
Totally
wrong.
wrong.
I was saying all kinds of crazy
He
stuff.
usually butchers it like 15 times before he even tries to get it
Yeah.
right.
It's okay.
Yeah, so-
It's my husband's name, and that's the way it goes.
We'll blame her husband.
We'll blame-
We usually do.
Absolutely.
So we were just talking about all these things that have been going on in all over the world almost with the Asian community, and how this young man decided to reach out to me and say, hey, I want to be part of whatever you guys are doing. And that, you know, Eric, I really do appreciate that. I mean,
Thank you.
you
course.
don't realize how that meant. When I first saw the things that were going on, I was pissed. I mean, I was just like angry, and I wondered, what could I do? I mean, you know, one single person, you know, what can I do? You know, and I said, wait a minute, I have a gazillion friends who are in the martial arts world, and you know, a lot of our guests are martial artists.
Yeah.
So I reached out to every one of them and said, hey,
Yeah.
you guys want to help out? And to my, well, I'm not even amazed. These guys are wonderful people. They all said, yeah, let us know what you want. And then, like I said, you reached out. You didn't know me from Adam.
No.
You said, hey, this little Filipino guy's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let me reach
I like Filipino guys, so I was like, hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing?
That's his type. You're
Yeah.
his type.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, you have an Asian family.
So I guess I can speak to, again, I guess more elaboratively why I wanted to help, which is in addition to just it's responsible. So, and I actually made a post about this, Tammy knows about it on Facebook, which is, so my hero is Bruce Lee, Chinese. I
No
have,
surprise
I have,
there,
a,
by
I have
the
a
way.
black belt in Tong Soo-do, which is Korean. My business partner of 10 years is Tammy, Chinese, right? I'm married to a Filipina. I have 2 half Asian daughters. I've worked and been friends with so many Asians over the years that this is like my community. This is like my people.
That's
And
good.
so I was personally just, and Tammy knows, because I get on these rants sometimes. I'm furious about this, and so for me, it was like, yes, good, somebody
Does he get
I
that
can
big
network
vein
with.
right here?
That hopefully we can get more people to come here, so we can help them too. You know, all that stuff. So it was no brainer, right? It's no brainer.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I was asking Tammy if you get that big bulging vein.
I think not necessarily. I think the injustice, I think, comes right out. I think for him, he spoke for all of us in that way. So it was, I mean, thankfully we have social media, which was how we kind of all connected, and we have mutual friends or friends of friends. But I don't think it's necessary. And I say this as a Chinese American. I don't think it's necessarily just Asian. I think it's, like you said, it's more the preying on the weak or preying on people that really, for no reason. It's really not acceptable, I think, in any race or
Right.
any. It just so happens to be Asian American, but
This time around.
but this time around.
This
but I
time-
think
yeah,
it's
that's the thing. We're just bringing that up that this time it's around because prior to this it was Black Lives Matter and you know and all the other different nationalities get. And then at one point, it was the
Middle Eastern.
Latina group,
Oh.
you know,
Right.
and how that stuff was going. I mean, I remember somebody running around trying to shoot little Mexican kids, and it was like, come on, really?
Yeah.
Are we doing this?
Yeah.
You know, how ridiculous is that? One of the things that I have been working on with a lot of the people that have been jumping in our bandwagon is that, you know, we're opening up our schools, you know, and I know you guys are, and I do appreciate all that, to people who just feel that, you know, they need the help, you know, but a lot of the people that we're talking about usually don't even have the money for this. And that's why, you know, when I said, hey, would you guys do this for free? And they're like, yeah, no problem. I was like, wow, that's all I had to do was ask.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
folks, and I say that because I'm trying to get the people out there, if you're in need of any help, just ask.
Reach out.
Yeah, we can all use the help, right? But a lot of times, especially in the Asian community, they don't like to reach out for help.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the things that I saw in Chinatown when I was there, they would rather not talk to the police. You know, those are the things that I'm hearing, and that hurts me. I was like, why is that? Well, because of all the years have gone by that
Of not
you know,
being listened to.
of not being listened to, they just kind of kept themselves quiet.
Right.
But now this young lady I was telling you about, Leanna Louie, is getting these people in Chinatown to speak out. It's
She has a
amazing.
voice.
Yeah, her voice is amazing. You know, she's my Wonder Woman. I told her.
Great, that's great.
Now, Tammy, because he's talked enough.
You get me going. You know.
No.
Give us a location and where this all started, because I noticed there's some strings up or curtains
Yes,
that are up there. I'd like to know a little bit about
They're
that.
silks, but yeah.
We offer aerial silks classes here in addition to kickboxing, which
Now,
yes,
what a weird combination. I mean,
not necessarily.
We
Well,
combine them. So we have a class where we try and do flying kicks, and you have to try and avoid it while they're doing the moves. Everybody gets a workout. It's great. Yeah. Sorry.
you don't
Sorry.
believe him, right? He's like,
Yeah.
Oh, I
that's
don't,
amazing.
but now I want to be part of that class. So we're going to make it happen.
We're going to start that curriculum.
Yeah, can you imagine? Because we've talked about drills where you hang things and you hit one while the other one's coming at you and you're avoiding
Right.
and you're doing this stuff. So can you imagine doing that with actual people and having kicks flying at you randomly? Come on, that'd be a great reflex.
It sounds like a lot of people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you cover the insurance?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, so aerial
Silks.
silks.
It's think about Cirque du Soleil, but for fitness.
Oh, wow.
Before all of this pandemic stuff, we did a show once a year for our students, kind of like, you know, and it's a great way to strength train and condition. We do a lot of
core, right?
mhm, a
Dude,
lot
I
of
could
core,
probably do one pull-up.
quite a bit of core, but it works well with the kickboxing more than you think.
Yeah.
We do have folks that do kickboxing as well as the aerial. It just really depends on what people are looking for. But that program has been with us about just as long as the kickboxing,
Yeah.
maybe a year. And
Yeah, it's
so
pretty early.
Well, how long have you guys been open?
we've been here since 2012. So
2012.
Wow.
So it wasn't always kickboxing then. What was it before?
no, prior to it, it was empty. Actually,
Really?
we
Yeah.
came in 2012.
Yeah, so it's kickboxing and then maybe like a year in or whatever it was
year
when
in.
we started the silks
Nice.
program. Yeah. We don't even know these kids. None of us here.
They
They
just
just
walked
walked
into an open
Yeah.
door.
They sell kick bags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
so-
gym gremlins.
yeah, seriously.
And all those people out there, they know who those two are.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two, by the way, if you see them running around back behind
my
us, you all know
daughters,
those are Naeem's kids.
They're-
They don't
they're
like the
really-
babysitter. The last babysitter was hanging upside down from the window on the second floor.
No, that was the second one.
No, that was the second.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the second one. I think the other one pulled out her hair and ran out screaming.
Yeah,
Not sure.
I remember that one. She was funny. I kind of liked her too, though.
You guys all like to talk stories. They look
We make it up as
fine.
we go along.
It
That's all
sounds
is.
like
Now, Tammy, do you do any martial arts? Because I wasn't clear on this, on what I was seeing when I read the things. You know, we tried to do some research, by the way.
pretty
He's the only one that we
quiet about
found.
I'm all over the place.
I'm
yeah.
pretty quiet about it. I started kickboxing with Eric back in when he used to teach at Crunch. That was a
Oh.
while ago. And I started because I needed to work out. I have a special needs child who's almost 18 now, and I have to lift him and things.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I mean, originally that was the incentive, but I really enjoyed kickboxing, and in a way that I didn't think was, you know, it wasn't just a passing fad. So
Right.
fast forward to now. I mean, my husband was like, okay, this is what you want to do. So, we, like I said, Eric and I are business partners, but we also have a small group of investors that I lean on for advice, and we lean on because it's not like if it's just him and I, it's really a lot of work, and we have other jobs on top of this, as you might
Well, you guys have
imagine.
jobs too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mostly
Which
we
is
do
why we're
interviews
running,
on YouTube channels.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Oh, you do the same thing we do.
I think he's charging us. I think is
Oh,
the
no.
lead-in, is the
Yeah,
lead-in.
we're
Be like, to be on your show, this is how much it costs.
I mean, but that's why it's been so hard to coordinate with everyone
Right.
because we
I know.
he
I
has
was
kids,
like,
we
oh
have
shoot,
kids.
they can't make it now. Like, oh wait, they can make it. Oh wait, they can't make it. Oh no, they can't. I was
Sorry
like,
about that.
Hurry up! I have groceries.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, no, it's okay.
No.
Believe it or not, we don't really plan in reference to time slots like this. We have a general idea, but things come up last minute. We're more than aware of that, so we take no offense whatsoever.
yeah.
I
To us,
think-
everything is
None
as we can go.
Well, we're here.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But
There's
how-
another day.
How did you two decide to go into business together? You were her student, or you were his student?
I was his student.
Sorry, Vice President.
In some ways, I'm her student. But let's let Tammy keep, because we've told the same story. So.
We do that.
Yeah,
We
go
do
ahead.
tell the same story. So at the time, Eric had done a solo situation at another facility where he had bags, and it came to a head when they couldn't accommodate Eric's classes. I'll say it that way.
That one was a jerk.
Yes.
Oops. We can edit this out, right? No, we
Oh,
can't.
no edits. Yeah.
by
By
the
the way,
way-
Tammy, before we go any further, we do not edit anything out of the show. What you say, you own.
Just give you a little salt for the interview.
Okay.
Just throw it.
It's totally fine. That's why I was being a little diplomatic. Let's
See?
just say the
He couldn't
situation didn't work
accommodate.
out. He couldn't accommodate us any longer, and I wanted to continue my kickboxing workouts. And one day, just walked up to Eric and said, "How can I help?" Which is basically not like I thought maybe we'd get it started and all of that, but it ended up like I kind of took over.
Heavy lifting, man.
So she's the Tony Stark of the
Yes.
group here, right?
Well,
Yes.
and
Yep.
I'd not be able to do this without my family, my
That's
husband.
awesome.
She's the business
my-
suit.
She's the
uh,
business suit.
She's the
yeah.
business suit.
So I take care of all the boring stuff, all the way from making sure all the bags are rigged properly to
Right.
bathrooms working properly and things
Now,
like
if
that.
we were to give this a title as far as what you guys do, what system are you guys teaching?
So, at its core, the whole goal is to create an environment that's very welcoming and very upbeat and give you a great workout, but then also teach you some things that have to do with combat or martial arts or kickboxing.
Right. You know, when I
So-
walk in here,
Yeah.
I was actually scared. I go, dude, this is a ninja school.
Yeah, right, yeah.
This thing, I mean, you got the aerial stuff. You got this, I'm like,
Almost,
they're teaching
right?
people to ninjas.
Almost. Yeah, almost. Yeah. And so, essentially, I'll make a long story short. So
No,
you know-
don't.
Okay. Well, I'll make a medium size.
There you go.
I'll make a medium size.
Bite size is good.
Yeah. So did martial arts for a long time.
Right.
And then at a point, I was at a gym and I met a gentleman named Mike Basil who had a boxing conditioning class in Foster City at the same gym I was going to. I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. I get to box and work out. And it's like, it's a great workout, like because it's really focused on the workout while doing some boxing. And I was
Right.
thinking, wow, I could add kicks to this and kind of do this. And but I didn't really pursue it immediately. And then with the rise of like Taibo and cardio kickboxing stuff going on everywhere, there was another one at my regular job.
Right.
They had a gym there. And I was taking it from a lady. She got injured, and I was taking her class all the time. And she's like, "Could you sub for me?" And so I said, "Sure." And she never came back, and I kept doing it. And then fast forward 20 years later, I'm like, "What happened?" No,
Still here.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this, because
I'll,
this is.
I'll go a little bit more though, and then you can ask, maybe I'll answer your question.
yeah.
Maybe answer your question. So.
I could see this coming.
So did that for a while, and then started teaching at regular kind of more mainstream gyms
Right.
In the area, and that's where I met Tammy over at. It was at the time it was Gold's Gym, now it's Crunch,
Okay.
and over in San Mateo, and
Yeah, we've heard a lot of stories coming out of Gold's Gym. We've
we
spoken
do.
to a few fitness people, but sorry, good.
no problem.
Yeah.
So, but I've been doing it at that point for let's see, 13-ish years. And at this point, it's like, well, do I want to just do this until I get too old to stop? Do I have to stop
Right.
doing it? Or do I want to make something of it? And that was where it led to me renting out a space with an owner, I'll just say an owner, who had these bags and said, oh, I want someone to come in and teach. And we did a 50-50 split thing.
Right.
I managed it. Groupon was huge. I literally had 100 people in one class one time because Groupon is so hard to like. Oh my God!
Yeah, you
and
can't
just-
say
oh,
no.
just
Yeah.
come in. And so anyway, ended up being a good thing because I learned a lot, and then learned that this is a viable kind of business for me. And so once I found out the financials kind of made sense, overhead versus financials, and then issues with that person, and then Tammy coming in saving the day, there would be no impact if it wasn't for Tammy. Right. No period.
Yeah,
no,
we
no
kinda
question.
gathered that.
I would have. It's not that I wouldn't say that I'm completely incapable.
Oh no,
But
no, we wouldn't say that at all.
But the efficiency and the good decisions and the direction
The
and
scale.
management.
Yeah,
she's
the
done-
scale of
yeah,
things, yeah.
Yeah.
She's
So yeah, for sure. So anyway, so